Hello and welcome to another episode of eScoot Talks. So today we are testing a really crazy bike. I never tried anything like this in my life. So it's Lankeleisi, if I pronounce that correctly, dual motor 2000 watt motors front and rear. It's 48 volt system with two 1000 watt motors, so we have 2 kilowatt motors, and like even in first gear this is really nicely torquey. It has a throttle and it also has a pedal assist. So we're now gonna do a bit of a hill test to see how this is gonna perform up the hill. And then we're just gonna go loop around and check how this is gonna perform overall here in a forest. This is the first time, guys, that I'm actually using 360 camera and editing that type of footage. So I hope, guys, you're gonna enjoy the video. I know it's not the best, but I'll try to get better in the future. Okay, so let's test hill. Yeah, this is pulling up hills absolutely no problem at all. Like, I'm absolutely impressed. I'm pedaling to help it a little bit because I don't want to change the gear half of the hill because I don't want to fry controllers, you know. But like, yeah, big wheels are doing a brilliant job.
Yeah, I know, very good, I think.
Yeah. And like look at this. This is digging like nothing. I see Glenn is struggling a little bit because, yeah, one problem with electric scooters and off-roading is just like, you know, super small wheels, and definitely on a soft ground, if you have lots of power, it's gonna start skidding. So yeah, Glenn has to be a bit careful, where I am actually much more comfortable. And like, if he loses a grip, he needs to jump down, where I actually don't. I can just put my legs down and that's it. So yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. It has really good hydraulic brakes. Like, as you already know, that I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to new brands and unknown brands, but I'm really impressed with this. Like, here Glenn really needs to be careful where he's going on Nami, where I can just go like almost wherever I want. I can go through a pretty deep mud, no problem at all. Regarding specs, I don't know too much about specs on this bike myself, so I'll probably need to do a voiceover later, but like, you know, look at this. Full throttle, no problem at all. This a bit tricky and but yeah, spot on there. There's our Nami going like a turtle. This has like first gear, it's flying. It's absolutely flying. Like, yeah, let's go around. And I don't want to make this bike too dirty because, well, need to put it in a car. This is going to be an interesting test. Torque is insane. This is just something I never experienced in my life. But yeah, let's see. Wow. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this is gonna end up. no problem at all.
I have to admit that the bike was actually a little bit even too torquey. There are settings, P settings on the bike. I'm just not 100% sure can torque values be changed or not. I hope that they can, and probably they can. But other than that, the bike is actually really amazing.
Honestly, million times more comfortable than Nami. Like, I did this whole trail on my Nami, so I can compare it, and this is just million times better. Like, electric scooters are okay for easy off-roading, you know. If there weren't rocks here, then this would be okay for a scooter as well. But with all these rocks, it's just a bit of a nightmare, as we can see.
Basically, the thing is that off-road tires are gonna get the grip on dirt and mud, but when it comes to logs and rocks, it can just suddenly lose the grip and become super slippery.
Yeah, logs and rocks, when you have torquey motors, can be really tricky. You can really easily lose a balance, and on a scooter that can be really pretty dangerous, because if you lose a balance, of course, reflex is gonna be that you're gonna put your leg down, but you stretch your leg, and you can break some bones. But still, like, you know, this is good tires still gonna be digging into it, you know.
So regarding specs, this e-bike actually looks like, you know, really well. So it is a mountain bike, but it's also foldable. It has two 1000 watt motors. It's 48 volt system with 48 volt 20 amp hour battery with Samsung cells. It has a claimed range of 100 to 130 kilometers per charge, but I would say probably then the real life range would be maybe something like 60-70 kilometers. Maximum speed over 50 kilometers per hour. And it comes with 48 volt 3 amp charger that you charge it in a little bit under 7 hours. Weight of the bike is 37 kilos and the max load will be something like 180 kilos. It has a 19 Newton meter of torque on front and rear motor, and it has a Shimano 7-speed shifter, full front and rear suspension, and hydraulic brakes that actually work pretty well. Now, I always say everything is brilliant when it's new. The question is how it's gonna work after a year or two, after some time. When it comes to unknown brands, I'm always pretty skeptical, but when it comes to e-bikes, I can be actually a little bit more gentle here for a couple of different reasons. So first of all, e-bikes don't have a problems with punctures that much because they have bigger wheels, and they also don't have a problem with the water damage because that battery is higher from the ground and a controller. But on top of that, majority of e-bikes actually have removable batteries, so you can take out the battery and charge it outside of the bike. If something goes wrong, you know, it's going to be easier to solve that problem, get rid of that battery quick.
So this part I went to Nami. Yeah, and Nami's down, but this, no problem at all.
Now I did went back to check on Glenn, and he was fine. It looks like he is a champ of falling, because he fall in a way that, yeah, luckily he didn't get injured at all, and yeah, we continued on without problem.
There, first gear, 25 kilometers per hour, no problem at all. Last time I almost ended up in this hole.
Yeah, last time when Glenn and I went to that same track, I just got my Nami, and it was the first time that I went to do an off-road with Nami. But I was actually with road tires, So it was pretty wet and pretty bad, but that stretch there with the gravel, I decided to test full throttle, and luckily I actually managed to spot that blue pipe, hit my brakes and stop literally a couple of centimeters before that hole. Otherwise, I don't know how it would end up.
It is again a bit of a softer gravel, but like no problem at all. 17 kilometers, 19 kilometers per hour. Yeah, easy peasy.
So this is definitely a day that I'll remember, and I want to say a big thank you to Glenn for inviting me, and I would also like to invite you to go to his YouTube channel Move Electrics and show him some support. He has great videos.
And like now this part here, again, for example on Nami, I needed to still be a bit careful because it can be slippery. Here I honestly have no fear at all. Yeah, absolutely great. And I actually think I want one myself. Like, look at this, 35 kilometers per hour and braking, slowing down really nicely. Just, this is literally experience I never had in my life. I love it. I definitely love it. I'm pretty sure this is gonna go on in my basket, on my wish list for sure at some stage. Like if I was living in a house and had space, oh boy, I would literally buy it tomorrow. At the moment I can't, but like, yeah, definitely going in my basket. And as soon as I'll have a place to store it, oh boy, I'm buying this. And like the range, I'm gonna assume that's pretty nice because like the battery is holding pretty well. Absolutely. So yeah, I think I'm gonna sign off here, guys. Conclusion, just great, just brilliant, like, you know. I've no words. I've honestly no words. And yeah, it's hard to impress me, but yeah, this e-bike definitely did the job when it comes to impressing me. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the video, learned something. If you did, hit that like button and consider subscribing. And till next time, stay safe out there and respect other road users. Bye bye.